Hello, 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 everybody. It's your girl, Miss Trina with Chat with Trina. I want to thank you for making the choice to click in tonight. And I know some more of you going to come on. Y'all make sure y'all pass the word, spread the word, and share, share, and share. Make sure that tonight you know that it is okay for you to type in the chat any questions you may have or inquiries or anything. We would love to hear them so we can answer them towards the end. Today, my super special guest is Miss Joanne Still Got Game Sampson. I'm so excited to have her. Hello, Miss Sampson.
Hello.
Right before we came on, I looked at some of your videos. I've read your story, but I had never saw the videos before that are on your
Okay.
website.
All right.
Those are really nice. So we're going to
Thank
get
you.
right to it. Can you hear me and everything?
Yes, I hear you.
I have to say, I love your hair. All of your pictures, your hair is on point.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay. I'm 54. How old am I? 54? I think I'm 54. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'll be 55 next year. And
Okay.
I said I'm gonna let all this go because I am actually gray. And I'm gonna go full silver diva in a couple of years.
All
Because I'm
right.
looking at
Okay.
all the silver diva. It looks beautiful, you know?
Thank you. Thank you
So
so much.
I'm gonna take the plunge. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm glad to have you. We've been trying to get this done so long, so I know it was meant to happen. You are Miss Joanne again Sampson, the mother of three, grandmother of three still. Is it still three?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, and 82 years old?
Pardon me?
82 years old still now?
Yes. Some days I'm 28 though.
That's right, exactly. Depends on how you wake up and feel, right?
Absolutely. I'm gonna be 28 tonight. Okay.
There you go. That's what we're gonna be. And how old? Let me see. I'm gonna be. What am I gonna be? 45. 45. I guess I'll be 45 tonight.
Well, you can always add the two numbers together and be a teenager.
That's right. Were you
Ab-
were elementary school teacher, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So you taught all the subjects, pretty much like general.
Absolutely. Yes, all the subjects. But I was like the
Okay.
CSI teacher, you know, and that was when the
Okay.
kids be suspended, they would come to me. But I still did
Oh,
writing and arithmetic and all of that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So when they came to you, you was putting it down so they could know you're gonna get it right in here.
absolutely.
A
Absolutely.
little some we're missing out of education right now, but it's working its way through. So tell me, what made you finally decide to go ahead and just retire from education?
Well, what happened is that I didn't decide. It just was my time to go. I had been there for 35 plus years, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to do something else. Didn't know what I wanted to do. But after I retired, I really missed the kids. I missed them so
Oh,
much, you know.
I bet.
But then I just found a new career
A new career. Do you
back in
ever?
Maryland.
Well, I think I've read that you go and speak to schools and stuff, so you get to have that touch on that need or passion.
Yes, I go back to the schools and share my story now. And they
Mm-hmm,
just
mm-hmm.
can't believe that I'm doing what I'm doing.
I know, I know.
Find it hard to
Um, that what?
They find it very hard to believe that I'm a senior athlete.
Exactly. Um, before we so 35 years, and I'm sorry, what school district? I didn't write that. It was McDade. Is it McDade?
The school that I taught,
It was in the McDade school district,
no, it was in Dade County.
Dade County. Okay, maybe
Yeah, in Miami. That's where it was, in Miami.
Miami.
Right.
Got
But
it.
my first job was at Nova. I taught at Nova, which was in Davie. I did there 8 years, and then I left there and I went home to teach because I was born and raised in Miami. So I
Oh
went home to
gosh,
teach at
how nice.
Frederick Douglass Elementary. So I stayed
Okay.
there for 25 years.
So you didn't have to go move to Miami when you retired. You was already there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I know that when you retired, You were looking for something to do, and this amazing thing showed up out of nowhere about the senior games, and they were asking, hey, if you're this age, come join us. And you just instantly got interested. Were you scared? Were you anxious, or did you just go for it?
Well, what happened is that I missed the kids so much. And the love of my life, who we were together, he was reading the Sun Sentinel newspaper. And there was this little article, and it said, if you're 50 and older, you can join the senior games. I had never heard of the senior games. And that was the 13th year they were having it right there in Fort Lauderdale. And
Wow.
he said, Joanne, here's something you can do. So when I look at it, I say, I don't want to go out there with all those old people. But Trina, the minute I said that, a voice spoke to me and said, as you get older, you learn to listen to that soft voice. You could do this. So I got the number and I called the lady and I said, ma'am, what is the senior games? She said, well, these are seniors who are retired and they became athletes. Some of them ran track and did things when they were in college. She said, but you have to be 50. She said, how old are you? I said, I'm 62. She said, well, you old enough. I'm going to send you out an application.
And
So when
that
I,
was
yes, when I got the application, I saw all of this stuff. I said, oh, Lord, I have done none of this stuff. So, so when that same voice spoke to me again and said, track and field. So I saw the 50 meters, the 100 meters, 200. I said, I'm going to check the 100 meters because that's less than 200. So that might be one. Because I didn't know what I was doing.
right.
So I sent that back in to them. And this was like November of 2002. They
Okay.
wrote me back and told me my first race was going to be February 2003. And I like panic. Because,
I
you know,
bet.
going back to, because in high school, they didn't have track for girls when I was there because I was in high school in the 50s and the 60s.
Uh-huh.
Everything was for boys. So I
Mm-hmm.
had no training in track and running or anything. But I was nervous. I didn't know what to do. And my love told me, Joanne, you picked the hardest race. You got to run that race in seconds.
Seconds.
Yes, I got in a aerobics class, a senior aerobics. I started doing Pilates. I started doing all this stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
So when January rolled around, he said, Joanne, you've been doing all this stuff. I don't know if you can run. He said, he said, I'm going to take you out to a track field and I'm going to show you how to get down on your hands. He said, because you have to have skills to do the blocks. And he
Mm-hmm.
said, I want you to get down with your hands and height your butt way up in the air. I'm going to blow the whistle. And when I blow the whistle, you take off. And I did that. And he said to me, you got speed to be an old lady. I think you can do it. So I got out there at Bull Addison in my first race. I won the gold medal. I clocked in at 21 seconds.
Yes, I saw that. I
Yeah.
gotta ask you this. So when you did that, when you got ready to do the race, I used to be a long distance runner, so I know the adrenaline that comes. Did you have all that then?
Oh, yes, I had all of that. In fact, when I got there, I just was nervous because, and another thing, I was the only black running, and I didn't understand that, you know.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, John, I said, where are the black people? He said, Joanne, don't come out here worrying about no black people when that gun go off. You run like you done stole some watermelons and don't you look back. Because he was
And
always
light
funny.
day after you.
Yeah, yes. So, and I ran that race and when I came in first place, and it was a qualifying race for me to go to
To the next.
represent South Florida in the state. So
Yeah. Now,
then
did
I
you
was,
know that that was happening when you won? Did you know that you were qualifying to do something else?
I know. I didn't even know it was a state game. I didn't even have on a proper tie. I had on some big white tennis shoes. I didn't know anything. I just got out
You
there.
just going out there to run, like you said you was going
Yeah,
to.
that was going to be my new career. Okay.
Yes. So
And then
once you did it and you finished and you won, did that motivate you to do it again, or did it make you say, I don't know if I want to do that again?
no, it motivated me because that was a state race, and I went to the state to represent South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
South Florida is huge. So I went to represent South Florida in the state, and I came in second. I won the silver, and then they told me that that would take me to the national. So yes. So when I got to the national, that was my first national in Virginia, and I became number 10 in the nation at that time.
Wow.
So
And
I
all
was,
that just from a little article.
yes, I was on the road then. I'm
Yeah.
famous now. I'm just doing
Right. You still got game.
absolutely, absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
That's so exciting to me. So many people, and not just in athletes or anything like in athletics or anything like that, but I even think for myself, sometimes I'd be like, dang, is it too late for me to do this? It's too late for me to do that. You are so inspirational in me not thinking like that, or taking that out of my head that it's not too late for me to start some of the things, or even doing this podcast. Sometimes you think maybe, these young people, they got it. They doing more than me. They probably know more stuff. That makes me realize that it's really not too late for me to step into something new.
Absolutely, it's not. I would, they don't televise our games. There
Mm-hmm.
are 39,000 senior athletes in this nation, ages 50 to 102. So they
Wow.
tell us to tell our story.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
think that, there are men and women who are 90 running, jumping, doing everything.
Get
So
out.
this is one of the best things that I could have ever been a part of. And
Yes.
I'm able now to bring in others. I was able to bring in 10 other seniors who didn't know about it because I didn't do it in high school, so God is using me now.
Yeah.
So I speak to churches, tell my story, and people didn't even know that this
It
exists.
existed. Yeah. Yeah. I bet.
And I tell you, it's amazing. There are people who are blind that's running and jumping. People have had all
Mm.
kind of surgeries and things. So it's such a motivating thing. And then it also gets us to be healthy, you know.
Right. So, when you go to the churches and speak, or when you're talking about people joining, what do you tell them when they have any maybe apprehensions or maybe not sure? What is your thing that you tell them to encourage them? Because I'm sure a lot of them say, "Oh, I'm just too old. Oh, I can't do that." Or
That's what they say. That's what they say. But what I tell them, just because you're a certain age, don't let anybody tell you what you cannot do. You can do whatever. If you have a dream, you follow that dream. And if it comes when you're 70, 80, 90, whatever, you will inspire others because
that's
that's what it's all about, doing things to help somebody else. Because we don't get paid. We pay to run, you know. For
right.
all those medals that you see behind me, we don't get paid for that. So it's
Mhm.
really not about the money. It's
Yeah.
what's in our heart that matters because when when I tell people what I do, they just find it hard to believe that I'm 82 and I'm running the 100 meters in 14.78 seconds.
So what
You know,
is your time now? 14.
14, 14.78 seconds.
Wow.
I'm in the 50 and 9, and I shattered the world record in the 200 at 49. So I
And that
tell
200 is a booger. That's a hard one to me. I
oh
think.
yeah, it is. It's a big dog. It's a big dog.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So that's what I do. I tell my story and I encourage others.
Mm-hmm.
Just try it. It's something that you think that you can do. You won't know if you can do it until you try it. You
Until you
know,
try.
you
Right.
know.
I
And that
like
was
that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
that was a race that was stolen away from us at that age in going to school because they felt as though that track shouldn't be for girls. It was just for boys, you
Right.
know. But all this time I had that talent,
You
you
had
know.
that talent in there. And see
That,
there, look at all the races they would have won, all the track meets they would have had.
yeah.
You should just
So
show them
I
now.
need to do it now.
When you had your first actual practice, so let me just say this real quick. I was horrible when it came to practice. I was I ran. I was young in high school or whatever, but they was like cross country. I was like, oh, I'll go try cross country, kind of like you, but I was just trying to find something to do when I was in high school. Couldn't
Uh-huh.
do nothing but run. I couldn't throw a ball, couldn't catch a ball, none of that stuff. But anyway, I went in my first track meet, had never my cross country meet, never practiced and won like second place, right? So I was like, okay, I got this thing. But that made me big headed. Like I didn't want to practice. I hated to go to practice
Yeah.
until they took a track meet from me and I wouldn't let me go run because I wouldn't come to practice. So my question to you is, how do you feel about practice? What was your first practice like and what do you feel about practice?
Well, when I first started, I knew nothing about running and being a sprinter. So I
Right.
have a trainer that trains me, right? And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that I did not know that dealt with me having speed, stamina, So I have help, I have a strength trainer. I have someone who, my feet, you cannot run with hurting feet, what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So, so I just was amazed that my body
Could
could
do these
do,
things.
yes,
Yeah.
even my trainer, and at my age, because they'd never treated me like an old lady, you know.
You wasn't gonna let them anyway.
Oh no, right, you know.
Right.
It's hard work. It is. It's hard work now, you know, because I train 5 days a week, So I just came back from Pittsburgh, where I was number 3 in the nation, right?
Awesome.
That was national. I went to national, Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Do
It
you
was
still
a,
get the butterflies that you get at the starting line when you're getting in the
oh
box?
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I do.
I
I
guess that
do.
never goes away.
I do. But
Yeah.
you run in your age group, So the
Hmm.
women that I run in with, we pretty much when we get together at national, we're friends, but when we get on the track, we're enemies.
That
You know?
part. That
Yeah.
part. Yes. And then after it's over, it's friendly friends again. Not
Oh
about to
yes.
beat you.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes.
That is so funny. You have
So my
so many medals behind you. So, God, such a proud thing. I know,
oh yeah. Oh
and I know
yeah.
your grandkids gave you the name. Still got game, right?
Yes, they did. Because they said they got a grandma that rocks.
I know they're so proud. I saw the little poetry, the little thing they did with your name and everything. That's so
Right.
sweet.
Yes.
How
Right.
do you is that the legacy? Is that the legacy you plan to hand over to your kids when you know, that's something
Well,
you're building on?
Well, my grandson, he's a good athlete because he played football, he played
Mm.
baseball, he ran track, So he's the only one that really took a
Get
butt and
doing it
have
right now.
followed in my footsteps,
Good.
you know.
Your first personal trainer was Donnell. I want to make sure that I throw out these names. Donnell Collins. Donnell, am I saying it right? That was
Right.
your first trainer. And did he come to you, or did you find him? How did you and got him connect?
What happened is that I know that I needed to train and I needed someone to train me. So I had a girlfriend, she told me, well, you can go to 24 Fitness, right?
Mm-hmm.
To somebody, right? And she gave me a person's name to go there and ask for this person. So I went there and I was asking for this guy. And the guy came up to me and I told him who I was and what I was doing, and I needed a trainer. Now, Donnell was standing next to me while I was talking to this guy. So Donnell said to me, that ain't what you need. He said, you don't need this guy here. You need someone who's going to train you and teach you the skills. So
Mm.
that's how I met Donnell, and I
Wow.
told the other guy, thank you so much, but I think I need to go with Mr. Collins because that, he said that I was going to be in a group, with this guy, but I
Okay.
needed one-on-one. I needed one-on-one.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how I got Donnell. And Donnell is gone now. He got married, and his wife job took them to Arizona. So he
Oh,
still calls me, and when I
okay.
ring her races, I still call him and let him know because basically he was the one who taught me the skills, you know, and I
Goodness.
remember. But I have another strength trainer now too, you know,
Okay. And let's give him a shout out. What's his name?
Marcel
Okay.
Desir. Yeah, Marcel Desir.
Well, shout out to Donnell and Marcel, you said?
Yes, Marcel.
Marcel.
Right.
Yes,
In
let's give
fact,
them a shout out for.
I go tomorrow. I go to him on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'll go
Do you
to
get
him.
excited about training or practice? Because I don't.
Well, yeah, you know what? There are some days that I don't want to, but know what he tells me?
Mm,
Once I come in that door, leave everything else outside.
yeah,
So that's what I do.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
come in with a big smile and be talking to myself, and they say, "What you say?" I said, "I'm talking to you." Because he's
Don't
strict.
worry about what I'm saying.
I like that. I like that. I like
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
He's really strict with me.
I tell people that too. I'm the type that I have to have somebody that's going to be on me because I'm going to play around if I don't. Or I won't do if I had told myself I'm gonna do 20 squats, I ain't gonna do 20 squats. I'm gonna be like, okay, 10 is enough.
Okay.
So
All right.
I want to ask you about Mr. John, and
Right.
you wrote about him. You seen him as God's angel. Was that
Yes.
was that your husband?
He was my soulmate. We were together for 50 years,
Wow.
and I lost him
Okay.
July 2022.
I'm so
He
sorry
was,
to hear that.
he was my coach on the track. Yeah.
Okay. So you
He,
guys, so he got to see you do a lot.
oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay. And then Hope House.
Okay. That's Dr. Fulmo in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
This house he has for people who can come there for different things that they need. If your children need a haircut, if somebody needs a nurse, somebody needs this, that's what that house is for. And
Okay.
he is one of my supporters in what I do. So he built a track field around that building, and he's naming it after me.
Wow, what an honor.
Is that an honor? Yes.
Yes.
I just talked with him, and he said that he's putting another building on too. So it's going to be a big ceremony, you
Oh,
know.
in Florida,
Yeah, in Orlando.
Orlando. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Beautiful house. It's one of those old houses that he bought
Mm,
that land, and it's that house is for the community, for the people who live there, the people who need things, you know.
that is so awesome. But that is such an honor. Congratulations. That's
Thank
gonna be
you.
super cool to see people
Yeah,
running on the track with your name on it.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, I love what you say. So I don't know one day the one of the times that we talked, I might have mentioned to you, we were just talking, I told you about Cicely Tyson. So Cicely Tyson, someone asked her how you she was 92, 91 or 92 at this time. and she was in the movie, one of Tyler Perry's movies, and they asked her, "How do you still move around? Like, how you still doing this?" And she said, "Because you got to keep going. You don't just stop. Because if you stop moving, your bones get stiff, your body gets stiff, and everything starts to break down." And so I thought about that when I saw what you on your website. It says, no, it's on one of your videos. It says, don't worry about people that say that you're too old to do what you want to
Mhm.
do. It's what's in your heart that matters. Talk to me about
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. You know, if you don't believe in yourself, you know, and I don't think, I don't think getting old. I don't, I don't even use the word, you know. If you notice, I'll say, I am a youthful
You just sure
82 years
do.
old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you, and then, you know, people put you right in that category, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get to be a certain age, you can't do this. Well, see, I don't want to be like that. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to
Mm-hmm.
be that, you know. I want to inspire others because that's what we're supposed to do, you
It
know.
is. It
So when
is.
people say to me, "Oh, you don't look 82," well, I'm saying, how am I to look? You know, how am I to look? You know what I'm saying?
What does 82 look like?
Yeah, you know. I said,
Mm-hmm.
well, I turn mine around all the time, you know.
I'm
When I,
28.
that's right. When I was in my 70s, I did the same thing. And then I don't think old, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
like to be around positive people, you know, people who are doing things, to put more
Yeah.
years in my life, you know.
Because someone has said that to me, because sometimes I just say it. Actually, I'm joking. I say, "Oh, girl, I'm old. I'm an old lady." And someone said, "No, but when you say it, you're speaking it. You're speaking it into existence. So you got to be careful about keep saying it, even though you're joking, you know?"
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because what you speak falls in your lap,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because if your brain hear what you say, hey,
Yeah.
then that's what you do. And that's who you are.
We have a question. I have a co-host on one of my other shows, and his name is Donnie Lewis. We call him the Louisiana Cowboy. He says, he asked, if you had to use one word to sum up your journey, what would it be?
Inspiring,
Yes. And it's
inspiring,
so funny that's what you said throughout the show.
inspiring, motivation, motivating others.
Hmm. And it's funny you said inspiring because up earlier when he first came on, he put
Yeah.
you are such an inspiration. And then that ended up being the word that you used for his question.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because
Um,
that's what you're doing, you know? Somebody look at your program and see what you're doing. There would be somebody out there want to be just like you know. And that's why when I go to the schools and I take my medals and I share with the kids, they tell me I want to be like you
Aw.
when I grow up. And when they tell me that, oh my God, I just say, okay, this is what you have to
Yeah,
stay strong, and keep believing in yourself. You know,
definitely. And
and then some of them
go
are
ahead.
so they'll raise their hand and I'll call on them. Question: how do you do that? You got all that gray hair. So they're so then I have to break it down and let them know. It's not about the gray hair. It's what's in your heart that matters.
What's in your heart? That all
Strong
this
against
is wisdom. This is all wisdom.
absolutely, absolutely.
Wisdom
You
and
know,
hard work.
that's right. I'm a
Um, so young athletes, someone like I was, that they have this natural talent. If you were speaking to one of them that has this natural talent, that's like, I don't need to practice. I'm good. I don't need to practice. It's gonna be fine. What would you tell them?
tell them that they don't need to practice.
No, if
No,
they think they don't need to practice.
no, you are the always need to practice because
Hmm.
that's what's going to keep your joints motivated. You know, keep from getting stiff,
Mhm.
where you can't do anything, you know. That's very helpful for you to
Yeah.
do, you know.
It makes you better, even though you may think you're the best. It's always
Yeah,
somebody that's better. And so you gotta.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely, you know. And I tell, when I speak,
Mhm.
oh, I can't, my knees, my this and that, But listen, you have to keep going. You have to. You do what you can do. If it's not for
Mhm.
1 minute, you know, the next day do it for 2 minutes. The
Yeah.
next day 3 minutes. Just keep doing it, you
Right.
know.
And
And
then it
you'll
becomes
come.
natural.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The body needs to be motivated, you know.
Mhm.
And I like to be around people who are motivating.
Yeah.
They put more years on my life.
That part. I like to read. I love autobiographies and biographies, which is kind of my reasoning for this show, because I really like to know what makes people do what they do. What were they thinking when they did this? Like all that. So I love. I actually listen to Audible. I cheat now. I don't read as much. I put my Audible in. But so I can't even remember where I found your story at. To be honest with you, but it's just when I went back, went through your website several times, like over and over. I should have known all of this without even writing it down because I've read it so many times. So um, sometimes when you think about your thought to doing this, what made you? What is keeping you going? Still motivation and inspiration.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And when I speak and I talk to others, that keeps me motivating because I'm doing something to help someone, you
Yeah.
know. And
Yeah.
when they say to me, what can you do? What can I do to help me, and I'm able to help them,
Right.
with that kind word, you know what I'm saying? To build you up, that you have confidence in yourself, that you can do anything that you want to do. Just believe in yourself.
Right. Do coaches ever have you come talk to any athletes?
Did it what now? I didn't
Do
hear
any coaches have you come and speak with athletes?
any coaches.
Do they have come speak to some of their athletes, some of their runners?
Not yet.
We gotta make sure they do that because that will inspire them
Yeah,
to do. Yeah, that would
I
definitely be
you
inspiring.
know I I've been writing several people and stuff, trying to get what I want to do, you
Hmm.
know, and but it's gonna come.
Oh,
It's
it
gonna
is absolutely.
it's
It's
gonna
gonna
come.
come when it's supposed to come.
Yeah, it's gonna come. Because
Okay,
you know this is something that God has put inside of me to do. You know,
definitely.
and because it's really not about me. It's not
Right,
about me.
right.
It's about others.
Mhm.
I'm nothing but a vessel. That's all.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
Um, someone says, running towards glory. Someone else in the comments said, "Amen, beautiful woman of God at 82 years old or young." And
Oh
then
wow.
someone said, "Awesome." So we have some cool comments. Do you have anything that you want to, anything inspirational or your motivational words that you want to leave for us tonight?
Um, all I like to say is that everybody is special and everybody has a purpose. Find your purpose.
Yes.
And when you find your purpose, you be the best that you can be. Because that's what your God wants you to do. Wants you to be able to inspire others, you know, and be able to help them be a better person.
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna ask you one more question. We
Okay.
talk about you wanted to be you like being around positive people, all of that. But we do know in this world sometimes when we're doing these great things, sometimes we may not have everybody that is positive about what we do. How do you handle that? What would you suggest? I mean, how do you handle that?
I've had people to really say some negative things,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had people who have not supported me and telling me what I shouldn't do. I'm too old to do this, you know. So, I just say to them, well, I'm doing what my Lord has put me here to do, you know. And I say, and I think that you should do the same.
And stay out of my business. I'm just joking.
I have to be
I
real
love that.
with them, you know. You
Yeah,
know,
I love that.
because even when I talk to my kids in school, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I would always say to them, don't let nobody tell you what you cannot do,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can
Yeah.
do anything you put your heart to
Mm-hmm.
and be the best that you can be, all right?
Awesome.
And
Yes,
that's
I love that.
the best that you can be, right?
Yeah. Well, Miss
Just
Joanne, I want to thank you, Miss Got Game. You were you gonna say something else? I'm sorry.
want to thank you, you
Well, thank
know,
you. You're welcome.
for putting 20 more years on my life. I'm so grateful.
Yes.
I
Well,
appreciate you.
thank you, and
And I,
I appreciate you too. I'm so glad we met. Mm-hmm.
yes, and don't let this be the last time that we talk. I would like to.
No,
Where are you? You
I'm
in
in
Texas?
Houston, Texas. Mm-hmm.
I run races in Texas. I was in Humble, Texas, and
Oh, really?
yeah, I left my footprints there.
Well, I bet
Yeah,
you did. Well,
Humble,
next
Texas.
time you coming this way, because that's down the street. Humble is like,
Yeah,
going right around the corner.
I travel all over this nation representing South Florida.
That is so cool. How are you enjoy? Let me ask you: did you, when you were some of the places that you're going now as an athlete? Did you go to any of those places? Are you seeing so much more of the world now that you're an athlete? Athlete?
I've been to places that I've never thought that I would ever see.
Yes.
I've been to Spokane, Washington. I've been to Maine. I've been to Hawaii,
I did
St.
see
Jude,
that.
Utah. I've left my footprints all over this nation.
Yes.
I have some more places to go.
To put
Because
that footprint down on.
absolutely, I let them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I show them how you do it in the '80s.
That right there. Well, the next time you're this way, even if you're as far as Dallas, I'll come find you in Dallas. But let me know if you ever come towards Texas. I would love to meet you in person. It would be such an honor for me to meet you.
I would love to meet you too. I would love to
Definitely.
meet you.
And I'm definitely going to pass the word on to some of my, fellow podcasters that are in other places so that
Right?
their audience can maybe get to meet with you and see you and hear your story because it is definitely an inspirational story to all ages, to be honest with you. I mean, I told you me, child, I'm like, whew, I need to go work out. So, so, but
Yes, you
yes,
do.
um, huh?
Yes, you do. It's not but
I
one
know.
day. It's not but 15 minutes. Do it
Yes. Just do
because
it. Just do it.
what you're doing, you're educating the people
Mm-hmm.
and you're
Mm-hmm.
letting us share our story. A lot of people don't want to tell their story,
Right.
but we need to tell our story and
Yeah.
don't be ashamed.
Don't be ashamed. And that's one of the things has nothing to do with us, but what you just said is so breast cancer is a really big thing for me. Like I really like to talk about that every year. And it's so funny because men have breast cancer too. You
Absolutely.
cannot get men to speak about it.
No,
And
you can't.
I've even tried to share with them that just think if you share your story and what you go through, then they'll know what to look for so they can prevent. Preventive care is the best care. But it's been such a struggle. But it's gonna, like you said, it's gonna come. It's gonna come.
Yeah, because listen, that's your purpose. Whatever you have, that's your purpose to share it with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever
Mm.
it is, don't think of how bad it is. Tell your
Right.
story. Tell your story
Right.
because your story will help others.
It will
You
definitely
know,
do that.
people don't realize that when God made you, He made you to do what? To help somebody.
Mm-hmm. And you feel good when that person, cause just like a little child, I'm in education, and I've had kids come to me to say things like, "Oh, Miss Laura, I remember you when you told me this young lady." Now this is old school. I know people don't believe in this no more, but she was walking off the campus with a shower cap, and I told her, "You cannot walk across the campus with a shower cap on. You can't do that." And I know they don't believe in that no more, but I told her, and she still to this day, she's an entrepreneur and everything, and she still remembers when I told her that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So those things
But
stand out to me. I mean, they may not, I say it in a nice way, but I try to tell people, you want to, it makes you feel good when they come back and remember things that you've said that has made a difference in their life. Um,
okay. Well, your listeners, did they hear my story?
they definitely heard your story, and
Well,
we're going. Mm-hmm.
I want to let the listeners know, just always inspire before you expire. Okay? That's what we have to
Say
do.
that one more time.
Inspire before
Mhm.
you expire.
Love that. Love that. Okay, well, I want to thank you again. I'm honored to have had you on the show. I'm definitely going to pass the word because this is such a great story to share. I want to thank your assistant for being so awesome and wonderful to help us get this organized and everything. I thank her so much. She was wonderful.
Listen, this young lady here, I'm telling you, she is wonderful. And
Yes.
when you talk to, if somebody else wants me to do it,
Mhm.
you got her. She takes care of everything for me.
Awesome. I
Okay?
sure will.
All
Definitely. Definitely.
right. It's a
All right.
Mrs.
Well, can I see her? I can't see you. She's not camera ready. Come on over
Yeah.
here.
Already. I'm here.
No, there she is.
How are you?
Doing good. How are
Thank
you?
you for being so amazing and helping us get this done.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, guys,
Listen, you know what I want
mhm,
to ask you?
uh-huh.
Do you know Smiley that's on the radio from Houston, Texas? Is Hot 105? Does that come out of
No. Uh-uh.
that doesn't come out of
Uh-uh. We're
Texas?
102. I don't know if it comes out of
No.
Texas, but it's not out of Houston.
Okay. All right.
That may be somewhere in the surrounding area. But I want to
Okay.
thank you. Oh, someone says that was such a powerful quote. Inspire before you expire. She's thanking
Oh,
you for
wow.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Well, I'm
I
glad
love
that they
that.
got my story. Okay.
Yes. And Miss Joanne, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Gonna pass the word. And y'all make sure y'all remember what she said to inspire before you expire. And don't worry about don't worry about people saying you're too old to do something because it's what's in your heart that matters.
Matters.
So thank you. And y'all make
Thank
sure y'all go
you.
to youtube.com/chat with Trina. And I need subscribers. So make sure y'all subscribe and then click the little bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. Bye, Miss Joanne.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Okay. Be blessed.
You too.